Hey, I'm Josh, and I am primary external protector and other things in Collective Mind, and I'm going to do a quick update on our process of finding a new therapist. So, quick background in case any of you don't know. When we got on disability, our insurance changed, which is overall a good thing. Like, it's going to cover things better, and it's not going to cost us anything. It's an important part of the benefits we get from being on disability. But it did mean that most of our doctors, including our therapist who we've been seeing for almost 5 years, don't take the new insurance because it's different enough. We got lucky with our POT specialist. Our neurologist does still take it, thankfully. But I think he's actually our only one. I think we have to replace every single other doctor of any kind that we have. So, we have been working on that process. We have been looking through the therapist options who talk about PTSD as part of what they treat. It's one of the big things that we're narrowing our search by. We were looking at it through our insurance website to hopefully eliminate most of the therapists who won't take our insurance. It's not completely accurate. Some of the ones we reached out to have said they don't take our insurance, either because it wasn't updated or whatever issue in the system. But to hopefully narrow that down. And then we've been looking deeper into what it says their practice is like, how they describe themselves, if they have their own website or on Psychology Today, things like that. Looking for things that have been red flags for us in past therapy experiences, looking for things that seem like they would be well equipped to handle our situation, essentially. So, like anything talking about complex trauma or dissociation would be a big plus. A bunch of stuff. We've been looking at it in a lot of detail, and we would go through and make a short list to email, and we did a couple rounds of that. And every time we've done that, most of the replies have been some form of either, I'm sorry I don't take your insurance, I'm sorry I don't have room for more clients right now, no reply at all. Or we've had one or two respond saying that they weren't trauma informed, which was helpful because we don't want, we need a therapist who has experience treating trauma. That's going to be a pretty important part of our therapy. Things like that. So we would have most of them respond, things like that. The first one that we had get far enough to have an intake session. We talked about this on a live stream, I think, but for any of you who haven't seen that, I'm going to give a quick overview. But it was a really bad experience where we reached out to a specific therapist, talked to him directly the whole time through email, checked our insurance, all those things, scheduled an appointment. We show up to the virtual appointment and somebody else was there, and we had no reason going into it to think that it was going to be a different therapist than the one we had been talking to. Nobody told us, but he apparently, his schedule was full, and he just put us with someone else in his practice without telling us. So we talked to that other therapist very briefly in like a 10-minute intake, and very, very quickly found out that it wouldn't be a remotely good match. She had no specific trauma experience or training of any kind. She's mostly a life coach and does some like couples therapy and some like talk therapy stuff, but it's not any of the things we were looking for. She wouldn't have met any of the criteria for us to have emailed her. She wouldn't have made our short list, not even as a maybe. Like it was clearly not a good fit. And it was really frustrating to go into that appointment because we essentially felt tricked. Like we thought we were going in to see a specific person, and then it was someone else without our knowledge or consent, but also especially because we had been clear in our initial email reaching out that we needed a trauma-informed therapist. And so the fact that we were not only put with someone else without our knowledge or consent, but it was someone who doesn't have the one piece of experience and training that we said we were looking for. So that was really frustrating. The good news is our second attempt at an intake with a different therapist went really well. So we brought up a lot of the things that we were worried about being major red flags. Essentially, we want to give opportunities to any potential new therapist very early on to show us if there are going to be major problems that would be deal breakers. We want to know those things as early as possible. So if they are going to be uncomfortable or dismissive or so ignorant about or whatever things about DID generally, that could be a problem. A lot of consent related stuff, a lot of issues that we've had in the past with other therapists. We are trying to make sure there are opportunities for them to essentially fail those tests immediately so that we would know. We've only had that one appointment so far, but there were no red flags in that appointment, and we felt more comfortable than we expected to be able to even in an intake. So tentatively optimistic, essentially, that we might not have to have any more bad experiences before finding another pretty good fit for us. So we wanted to give that update for anyone interested, and I suppose we will keep you posted probably one way or another, especially if there are any big changes. Like if anything happens and we need to find a new therapist and they're not actually a good fit, or if at any point we are the next level of confident that she is going to be our therapist for a while, that type of thing. But figured I would be able to film this pretty quickly and easily in order to get a video up for today. So there is a little update about our therapy process so far since the insurance change. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video if you liked it. It helps with the algorithm a lot, and subscribe if you want to make sure you see all of our videos, and ring the bell especially to get notifications so that you don't miss any. It won't show you all of them otherwise when you're just scrolling through, so that is the best way by far to make sure you don't miss any. But we also do announce videos when they're posted and live streams and all those things on our Discord, so that would be another way that you could make sure you don't miss it. And our Discord, amongst many other things, is linked in our description. But we also have things like our Patreon down there, where we have a lot of perks for different tiers with some extra content, some other ways to interact with us. You get to be on this end screen, for instance. But we do all kinds of things over there, including weekly vlogs. So there, even just that is hours and hours and hours of Patreon exclusive footage. But we also have almost done, don't start dissociating now. We have an Etsy shop linked down there, and you can check that out for some of the things that we make to see if you want any. And we do custom items as well. There are custom listings, but you can also message us through Etsy for specific custom ideas that you have, and we can make a custom listing just for you if it's something that we're able to do for you. We also have a wish list linked down there, and we have recently made a survey that you can use as a way to let us know that you've gotten us something from the wish list. We posted that publicly on our Patreon and on the community tab here on YouTube and things like that. But using that or reaching out to us in some other way, letting us know to expect a package and when to expect it, could definitely be helpful for packages to not, for instance, be sitting outside of our door waiting for a while, or in the case of anything ever happening to one of the packages where we never get it, it would help us a lot to be able to let you know, essentially, that we never got it, so you can figure that out on your end with Amazon, since we have no access to the order of any kind. Our Twitch channel is also down there, and we do gaming streams over there very often. Our goal, like our schedule that we have over there, is to do one nearly every day. We do as much within that as we can manage with our disabilities and such, but it's a lot of fun. We do upload those here after the fact, and we are starting to get a little bit more on top of this video release schedule as well, so I think the only big thing I missed was memberships here on YouTube, which is our cheapest like subscription thing that you can do if you want to support us, if you want extra emojis and things, especially during our YouTube live streams. You can check that out as well down by the subscribe button and everything. And feel free to comment any thoughts or questions that you have, and especially if you have any video ideas for us and things like that. That is very, very helpful for us to know what you want to see. So we will put some videos and things on the screen for you to check out, and like I said, keep an eye out for more videos soon. And if you are one of our patrons, check out the poll that we made asking which video idea that we're working on that you would want to see first, so you can contribute to that if you are one of our patrons at any level. So I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.